So John asked, what should I do during my spiritual awakening? This is a very good question, and I get asked it quite a bit. So you can join my course if you would like. But what should I do during a spiritual awakening? So there's a lot to this question. And also, okay, where does a spiritual awakening come from? And so a spiritual awakening is often catapulted and quite a catalyst from a traumatic event or a psychotic moment. So there's lots of different YouTubes on this as well that you can go and look up, but a spiritual awakening is fundamentally looking at something from a different point of view and all of a sudden seeing the world completely differently. So having a shift in your worldview. And so when we're looking at a spiritual awakening, why were we kind of shifted into one mindset at the start? And where did that stem from? So what kind of culture did it stem from? What kind of religious beliefs did it stem from? What type of limiting belief system did it stem from? Where you had that so concreted into your mind that it started to manifest into your emotions and then into your physical world, where you created a karmic kind of timeline, and then you had a traumatic event and catapulted yourself into a spiritual awakening to see that you had created that worldview. So it's completely different, maybe from the question that you asked, but what should you do during a spiritual awakening? Seek spiritual counseling. Literally fill your mind, because when you're going through a spiritual awakening, you are like a sponge all of a sudden. You are like a 5-year-old minded. So you want to kind of fill your mind with every single little thing that you can find about your particular issue or traumatic event or spirituality, in particular, your kind of niche. And so looking it up and looking at all different, I tell everyone to kind of fact check and even fact check me. If you come to me for a psychic read, fact check me as well. So go to different psychics and see, okay, does it align with what I was just told? Or what type of reflection are they projecting back to me at that specific moment in time that I need to work on for my higher self? So when I went to different psychics at the very start, I was getting all different readings, and I was like, but that psychic said this and this psychic said that. And I would literally go to the psychic and tell them, and they'd be like, yes, but you're in this psychic reading with me. And I was like, and it kind of like really quieted me down and kind of humbled my ego at the time, because I had to kind of look at it as, okay, well, what's going to happen in a few years? And in a few years, the timelines, it was so interesting how it all kind of manifested, the different timelines and what had happened. And so each of those psychics were showing me different aspects, so different reflections of my higher self. And then it all kind of aligned. So everything kind of manifested that each of the psychics said in the time space, so in the portal. And so what should you do during a spiritual awakening? Literally just fill yourself with information as much as you can, and tune into your gifts as much as you can as well. So tune into your intuition. So that's why I'm saying that you can join my course if you would like extra help, or you could even go to other people, but just finding someone who resonates with you. If I don't resonate with you, then that's fine. But finding someone who resonates with you, who can support your spiritual gifts at that time, because you're going to need it, because you're going through a spiritual awakening. So I hope that answers your question, and it answers anyone else's question out there that they have on spiritual awakenings. And I hope that it helped you, and give me a like or a thumbs up if it did.